One of the great things about doing this show is that we get to walk through our pain, discover our purpose, and grow as a family and as a community together. And one of the key things that everybody must be doing right now, if you want to grow and be your best self, you better get some therapy. Hallelujah. And we have.
How do you expect for me to know what's going on with you and you ain't tell me?
That got me always sitting in the middle of my feelings.
You never said this. You never voiced this. So how am I supposed to know I'm not a psychic?
Before I knowed it, I began to talk about my feelings of disrespect and also betrayal. When she was like, let me ask my spouse, I'm like, nigga, you know me all your life. It's about to get real heavy.
I felt so disrespected that I couldn't stop.
Now let me tell y'all what happened. We were going out the door and we heard something. World Star! That really fucked up my head.
I also think that maybe you guys should hang out every now and then, just you two.
Now wait a minute, Rosetta, that's gonna go
no.
the wrong way. Do you know my penis made to be in Lisa's puss? She's not saying that, she's just staring at me, ain't she? How in the whole hell and the heaven I'm gonna go out with us by ourselves and have a conversation and have laughs and we not be freaking? That's not how it works between me and Lisa.
Sometimes it be out of pocket. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, most of the time they are out of pocket.
Yeah.
Your eyes getting watered. What you feeling?
Cause I'm feeling feelings and it's like,
Oh, that's good. We don't want you to know. Look what the Lord has done. Look what the Lord has done. Yeah. Reading. Now, I admit I am out of pocket most of the times, but on this Sunday at 7 o'clock, you're going to see Miss Perfect Lisa Dunn lose it, and she's involved in an altercation. You don't want to miss reading things my way, so make sure you text right now, Larry Reid Live with no spaces to 33222. That's Larry Reid Live with no spaces to 33222, so that you will be able to see this show on this Sunday. Well, we're about to have a conversation about the spouses of two of the most powerful Black women in America right now, and people feel a certain kind of way about it. I made a post and all hell broke loose. When I come back, we're going to have that conversation. I want y'all to take a moment right now and hit like and hit share so that everybody can know that Larry Live is on. And come on over into my Patreon because there's some great things going on. And this is how you can join my Patreon.
Stay connected to Larry Reid Live. Take a moment and like the Facebook page, subscribe to the YouTube page, and hit the bell. Text Larry Reid Live to 33222. That's the words Larry Reid Live, no spaces, to 33222, and get notified when we go live. Become a member of Patreon today by logging on to patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Download the Patreon app and turn on your notifications. Get connected today.
Introducing Larry D. Reid.
All right, I hope you paid attention the way that you can become a part of my Patreon. Listen, it is the hottest thing going on in social media behind the scenes. It is. It's my Patreon, and you need to become a part of it. You're missing so many different things if you are not a part of my Patreon. So what I want to do is take a moment right now to invite you to type in patreon.com/Larry Reid Live and go ahead today and sign up. The stock market is doing some crazy things. The coronavirus is doing some crazy things. I have experts that are giving information, exclusive information in a place where nobody can tell us not to. And that is in Patreon, patreon.com/Larry Live. I have some stock market experts. People have been day traders for a long time. And I also have people that have been just watching over their portfolio for years. And so they have a lot of wisdom and knowledge, and they're sharing live. You missed last night when we talked about finances and money and the importance of having your money consciousness to shift so that your money can follow your consciousness and your consciousness can follow your money. And then you're just prosperous on the left and on the right and on the front and back, over me, under me. Y'all know that's your song, do you? But anyway, come on over to Patreon. And of course, when I discuss things out here and I cannot drop the receipts publicly because people be reporting my mess, I drop them over there because can't nobody bother me. All right. So take a moment right now and sign up for Patreon and go ahead and hit like and hit share as you are watching right now. And I want you to know whenever I'm live. So take out your phone right now, and I want you, just like you're going to text a particular number, versus you putting 10 digits in there, you're going to put 33222 in there, and then go straight to compose your text. And your text that you're going to write is Larry Reid Live with no spaces. And when you text that number, you may not get a text back, but you need to know right then, I'm going to be able to text you whenever I am live on the platform. All right, now I always come up here and discuss whatever's happening in the social media streets, whatever's happening in our world, whatever is public or and online. And I just discuss it right here. What I say in my commentary, and most times your commentary in the comment section, gets us in some serious trouble because we cannot be muted. We cannot be balked, and we don't have to compromise with the powers that be. We can say whatever the hell we want to say. And that's what I'm about to do in just a few minutes. I do it every day in Patreon and also on my Facebook message board, Twitter, my IG, and also on my YouTube community page. So what I want you to do is to make sure that you're following me on all platforms so we can have this conversation. There are 1,000 of you watching me now between Facebook and YouTube, and only 69 of you have decided to hit like. I need at least half of you guys, 500 of you guys, to take a moment right now. You may not want to give a donation on anything today. Well, if you hit like and hit share, that's just as good as a donation to support the MBN network. That is the organization, the ministry, the nonprofit that is behind everything that you see me do. And when you do send us a donation, whether you are doing it through Cash App, I see it immediately when it comes through Cash App. I see it immediately when it comes through Venmo. And then somewhere during the day, I see whenever you send it through Zelle. If you're going to send a donation today, I'm going to ask that your donation will be done 38888. 48 is the number of new beginnings. And I want you to donate $8.88. Put your phone number in the memo, and my team is going to give you a phone call and tell you thank you, and then give you the opportunity to receive prayer and personal prophecy as well. That is our way of saying thank you. And by all of the people on the phone line having the gift of prophecy, I don't know if you know what that is, but give it a try. You was like, I ain't never seen nothing like that. I ain't never had that experience before. So try that. Whatever way you decide to donate, $8.88, we're going to call and tell you thank you. That's just common courtesy. Now, if you don't put your number in there, don't come emailing us talking about they ain't heard nothing from you. What the hell you think? We're gonna look at your name and just Google you and try to do research. Put your number in the memo, okay? Put it in there. LarryLive.com, click donate, and you can process that through PayPal or text this one word give to this number 404-800-4530, and we're going to call you and we're going to tell you thank you. I see you doing it right now. Mona, thank you. Carlton, thank you. Danita, thank you. Mary Ann, thank you. Marquella, thank you. I see you already donating. I told you when you do it, I'm able to see it, especially through Cash App. Is right here near me, and I'm able to see it, but I'm able to see everybody's. Put your phone number in there so somebody can call you and tell you thank you very much for donating. And then all of you that love Larry Live and you like sending me stuff to review, this is the address you send it to. This is where we receive it, 780 Morosgo Drive Northeast, suite number 244224, Atlanta, Georgia, 30324. And I always see that. There's somebody that inspected before I get it, but I always see it. I see you still doing the donations of $8.88. Rhonda, Dante, I see you. Desiree, I see you. Carlene, Dorlando, Mona, Iris, Monica, I see you as you're doing it. Thank you so very much. All right, now we're about to get into a conversation. I'm going to thank you, Pamela, for typing that in there. She's right there. She put all of the different ways you're able to donate to the MBN network. Thank you so much for that. And the rest of you that will not be donating, I need for you to hit like and I need for you to share. Don't be ashamed of me. I know what they'll be saying about the show and be saying about me, but they don't know me or the show. Share. You talking about you love somebody, then share the thing and let folks know that you's tuned in and you be watching. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I see y'all. Thank you. Somebody say, well, I'm going to send $8.88, but I'm not going to share because I want nobody to I watch it. I see you. Maika. That's different. T. Shira. Dina. Sharana. I just got yours that quick. I see y'all coming in. All right. So are y'all ready to have the conversation? Now, let me go ahead and give this disclaimer at the top of this, which I have to do sometimes on certain topics. Let me tell you. I'm probably going to say something that's going to make you upset. If not upset, downset. One of them sets you're going to get from listening to what the hell I say. Now, let me say this. We just come to the kitchen table and we talk. All LRLers, Asians, Caucasians, Black, all of us come over here. African Americans, we come over here and we just have the conversation. And I want you guys to just allow the conversation. If you get upset, you get upset. Say what you feel in the comment section. Don't come sideways now, because I got some blockers in there that would disappear you forever, and you won't ever be able to comment in the comment section again. But this conversation, I think it is a worthy conversation to have. Some of you only tune in for when I'm discussing somebody's leaked video or somebody's hold on came out and told all their business. But this is a great conversation to be involved in. But I want you to not only be in this conversation with your mouth, I want you to be in this conversation with your ears too. I want you to listen just as much as you comment in the comment section. I think all of us collectively having a conversation is going to make us all a little bit smarter, or at least we get more clarity on how other people are thinking and what their experience is. So everybody take a moment right now and hit like and hit share. Only 180 of you hit like. You said this is the reason why some of y'all won't never get what you're trying to get in your life, because you won't help nobody else do it. I know you ain't sending $8.88. You can at least take your nasty finger and put it on the like and hit the like up under the darn video. They 1,254, you only 197 you hit like. See, I hope your throat start itching and you can't do nothing for you. Just trying to scratch it. That's what I hope. Or get one of them deep ear itches. You know, when and you just can't never get it right. That's what I hope happened to you and your mama. And if you got some siblings, them too. So y'all all around the house just snorting and acting the fool. Because you don't never help. You run out there to them Asian folks store and buy hair. and you run down there and get your fingernails done by them, and here's a whole nigga sitting right here in front of you saying, hit like, hit share. That's just as good as giving us $8.88, and you still watching. And you ain't even clicked nothing. And then you'll be wondering why your prayer don't be heard, hitting the ceiling, bouncing up off the floor and the walls. Because you're not a giver. Give, and it shall be given to you. Pressed down, shaking together, running over with the law call people. Bless your black ass. If you start giving. But if you don't give, your ass is going to be broke for the rest of your life. Now start giving and get a giving spirit. I ain't got no business coming here fussing like this, but I got to tell you, because you be always looking at other folks about why they got this and why they got that, because they givers. And you is not no giver. I'm not going to give the money to the ministry. Okay, well, give a like and a share. You got a problem with that? Now, you got a sermon for that too? That's all preachers try to do. They come in here and get your likes and get your shares. You go for money now to like and share. No, ho, you just don't like giving to nobody and nothing. And you a taker in this world. You are not a contributor. Just take it. I was trying to take. You hear free, you running down the street after free. You just a taker. You even taking up space because we don't want you. It's here. All right. Jeremy, go stand somewhere. Let me get back to my Larry. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to have this conversation. I'm going to put the post up that had y'all cutting all the way up. Now, y'all didn't have to cut up like that. Although sometimes for some word. Now 300 folks didn't hit like. There's still 1,288 of you that are up here. So that's what, about 700, 800 folks that still ain't hit like. Look. Let me look in this Cash App. If you ain't hitting like, it what better be happening? This Cash App going on. Okay, thank you. Candace, your last name is Butts? Butts? Candace, I thank you for the $8.88, but I couldn't help but see that your last name is Butts. Like bread basket. Your last name is Butts. You went through so much in school. They took you through. Kasserine got some money. She said $8.88. I got $28.88. Kasserine got some money. Her whole family. Oh, and TD Perry and them got money too. He sent $48. He said, y'all broke out here on these streets, $8.88. I got $48.88. Okay, I see y'all. Jamie, Raymond, I see you, Shawana. Hey, Travis, Deidre, Teresa, Tia. I'm just calling your first name. I know some of y'all don't want folk to know. Shamika, Veronica, Melissa, Carolyn, and the list go on and on. Carmen, how you doing? I ain't seen you in a while. Tay, what's up, Tay? Latrell, Annette, Pamela. Going on and on. The rest of y'all that don't have $8.88, number one, you need to get a Patreon. The next time you get $20, take $12 in Patreon, because I do not want you to be in a place to where you can't donate $8.88 whenever you feel like it. We do not want you there. I'm gonna show you how to get some money. The rest of you ain't doing that. You hit the like, you hit the share, okay? All right. Now this is the conversation. Are y'all ready? Who is this? Let me tell you something, Sherry Ann Turpin. And I remember you from calling into my shows. And people that call into my shows, they either are one of two different types of people. Either they are authentic lovers and supporters of the show, or there are people who are skeptical of the show, but they're so entertained by certain topics to where they can't help but be followers. This is who you are. I am 100% clear on who. Y'all forget that I'm out here acting the fool. I'm a whole prophet. I see right through people. I can just your first name and I can read your entire life. Come on to Patreon, you find out. I know exactly who you are. So I want you to keep your like and don't call into my show no more, because I already discern who you are. And I also know about the conversations that you have entertained concerning the platform, but then calling into the show and then asking me to actually come on your show, but then make this conversation, the conversation that might get to the point I might hit like, no, I don't want you to hit like, because I don't want your energy a part of my life. That's why I never came and done your sorry show. Bye. Let me tell y'all something. At 44 years of age, I have gotten to the point in my personal life to where if I don't know who you are, I assume you're a devil. Because let me tell y'all something, it's only snaky people and people that got a spirit of a reptile that switch colors, crawl on their belly, and always trying to see what they can see and got something to say, but ain't never a strong yes and support. Them folk I do not want in my life during all. I don't even want you in my comment section, to tell you the truth. And if I feel like it, I might come through there just blocking you, just calls. Might hit like. And as a black woman, ain't we all supposed to be on the same team? You see what I mean? That you a devil. Check yourself. You's a devil. You is disquieted, disgruntled, unhappy. I might hit like if I get to the point. I'm going to take my time. I feel like driving slow to Walmart. I feel like taking the long scenic route to my darn point. Oh, my God. Lord, help me then. Because y'all come here to hear the comments. Thank you, Michelle, Kashina. See this. Y'all in the comment system, I might hit like. They people that love Larry Reid Live. Anytime somebody send you they money, oh yeah, they love what you got going. I see every little Kelly, hey Essie, Ursula, Craig. So fuck yeah. What would that girl name is? I don't even know what your name is. See how insignificant you are. Well, you know, I'm saying that to read you, but you're really in God's sight, you know you're not insignificant. I can't help but say that. Even the jokester in me couldn't help but fix that joke up. I cannot call you insignificant. Although I can if I'm reading you. But you know, you're significant to the Lord, but you're just not to me. God care about you, I don't. That I think I can say that. Do I feel, am my Holy Ghost okay with that statement? That's a lie, because I do care about you. But I just need to read you because you tried to read me. Oh, Lord. You see how look. Look, I can't help it. Oh, my Lord. Okay, so this is the comment that I made. Here we go. Let me see if I can find that. Put it up here. Also, now you care about me, Sherry? Well, don't come in my comment section talking crazy. Let me see. Let me see. Here. Did I put the thing? Oh, here it is. It's gonna come on top of me because y'all know I'm at the house. I forgot to say this. I'm coming to you live from MBN Network Studio, Miami. No, I'm not in the studio. The studio's over there, so I'm sitting in the living part. The studio's on around the corner. That whole side over there is the studio. But I didn't feel like asking Kim to come in there, turn everything on and do it, so I'm just sitting right here. Is that all right? Here's the thing. I made this post. These powerful colored women. Now, I should have said women of color because I know this colored women thing could have been triggering for some people. These powerful women of color, Kamala and Ketanji. Hold on, I want to say their names right. I think Kamala's proper. Ketanji, that's right. These powerful colored women, Kamala and Ketanji, do not have black husbands. That's all. That's it. And that's the post. Let's read it one more again. These powerful women of color, Kamala and Ketanji, do not have black husbands. That's it. That's all. That's the darn post. Well, as you can imagine, the conversation went all different types and kinds of way in the comment section. Ladies and gentlemen, I really, I don't know how this conversation is going to go, but here it is. One of the things that I have noticed in this, the year of the Black woman, this is the year of the Black woman. Can y'all type in the comment section that this is the year of the Black woman? We're going to see Black women take such powerful roles for the first time. Right now, we have Kamala, who is the vice president, the very first woman of color to be our vice president. And now we have the very first judge to come in the most powerful judicial seat in the world, one of the seats, and that is Ketanji. And the similarities that I saw in these two Black women, not only are they women of color, but they are very, very smart, which, you know, for me as a sapiosexual, that whole smartness thing really just, it just, I mean, I would say make my nipples hard, but I'm not nipple sensitive, but it turned me on. I just want to lick a brain because I love an intelligent human being, and that's male or female. And I don't have a problem saying that even if a man is very smart, it's attractive to me. I'm not saying I want to fuck, but it is attractive, and it just makes me gel to them. Also, if a human, that's why I said a smart human, if a human, in addition to the smart, is funny, that's another one. That funny bone, it attracts me to them. So I hope you understand the statement that I made, but y'all can play with it however you want to play with it. I don't care. I'm down with it. I'm down with the foolishness. Joshua talking about wash your hands, Bishop. My mouth is clean and my hands is clean. Look at these nails. Ain't a piece of dirt in these. Look at these hands. These are the hands of God. Them in demons I've cast out, hands laid on, body's been healed. These hands is anointed. You see this? No, I just get my nails buffed. I don't do that. I think that's sissified. That's just me. I don't. Anytime a man get their nails with that clear stuff on them, my bishop do that actually. I tell him, I'm like, that's that old school preacher stuff. What you doing with some clear fingernail polish on your hand? Yes, I know that. That's just what I'm saying. I'm not saying nothing wrong with it. Just for me. Just in the middle of sissified. I know now men wear black nail polish, nose rings, 4, 5 different earrings. I get bracelets, stockings and heels and Birkins. I know men do that now. But for me, it's just a little sissified. That's all. That's all. I just think it's sissified. So these hands is clean. Y'all see this? I don't know if y'all can see this. You can tell I wash, lotion, take care of these hands. And my hands, Lisa will tell you, Lisa said it several times, I have some of the softest hands in the world. It's the Holy Ghost. I'm carried away. So Kamala and Ketanji, smart women of color. I know clear polish may not be bad. I'm just saying. It's just what I'm saying. So anyway, I love to see an intelligent black woman on her grind and powerful doing what they're doing. But I noticed that they both have white husbands. Exhibit A. Where we at the top, you have Kamala. At the bottom, you have Ketanji. And both of them have white husbands. Now, let me say something here, because I don't know if you guys understand that image can be triggering for some people. And you have to allow people to be triggered, even if you don't allow it, it's going to happen. Observe it for what it is and understand what it is. That we have a history here in America that sort of clearly is not resolved, and the sin, I don't think, has been repented of by the powers that be. And as a result, there are certain things that are still happening in our world. And so for some of us, when we see Black people who are the minority, then make a decision to intermingle, and we don't really have a huge problem with it when it comes to a Black person intermingling with another brown person. But in our race, we have a problem with a Black person fooling up with, and getting tied up with a white person. It's just what it is. All white people, all white LRLers, you have to understand this, that it triggers up. It triggers up some of us. It bothers some of us. And it comes from some real pain and some real experiences. And it probably also comes from just some historical, systemic things. There are only a few of us. We are, well, still the minority. And when it comes to Black wealth, it is something that we have to consider when it comes to commingling with white America in that way. So where there's marriages and children and things of that nature. Because now Black wealth has the possibility of now becoming white wealth, when white America is way more affluent, many times over and over, than Black America. So when Black people see a Black woman with a white man, there is a legitimate trigger. Now, for many of us, we see this and it don't mean too much. But for probably 50 years old and older, definitely 60 years old and older, this is a little, it's almost like sin. It's the same shock for some as seeing, that old preacher that married an 18-year-old girl, 2 married women, 2 married men. The world is just changing and advancing, and people are choosing to live the life that fits and works for them. I believe Kamala and Ketanji authentically developed relationships with these white men, and they fell for them, and their connection is more than likely originated in their work, in their life path. Now, we started having this conversation in the Reformation Church pastors thread. And one of the pastors there, her name is Erica, who is white, began to do quick research on Google. And what we found out is that the more educated someone is, are y'all ready now? The more educated that people get, and they go to 2-year college, 4-year college, and then they continue their education, Black people start disappearing the higher you go up. Now, let me say this one more time, just so we can understand how this can happen. Because for some of us that are Black, there's no way in the world I can marry or be with a white person. But there's some of us that do. And let me tell you how this transpires. I saw you, Sherilyn, said I got upset with you. No, I just made you content. That's all. Yeah, stay on in there. If I really had a problem with you, I'd block you and tell you kiss my ass or something. So in this particular study, I forgot who this study was with. Let me see if I can tell you who this study is with. I don't see it up here. Eric, did you see it? Can you tell me? Trying to tell somebody I'm live. I can't see. If Erica in here, I want to tell y'all where the statistics is from. I don't see where the status from or who did the study. But anyway, so as these people continue to educate themselves and then go into these schools where they're exclusively studying around a particular subject matter like law, what ends up happening is that there is, okay, hold on, I got it. Hold on. Pew Research, PEW, which is a very reliable group study. Oh, let me see if I can put this. Oh, let me see if I can put this into the show. I'm gonna bring this in so we can look at it together. So I'm telling you where I got my well, actually, this is already my point of view, but Erica looked it up and it verified it for me. Because I said, I really feel like that these women, when they get to a certain level, they choose from what they have to choose from. And the reality is that is the truth. So, which makes us have another conversation. And that's what I really wanted to get into in that comment section. But I ain't never seen. There's some of the dizziest folk in the world that's out here on these social media streets running they lip. I mean, just dizzy. I mean, it can't get straight for nothing. Fully dizzy. Hold on. Here we go. Let's look at this. All right. Intermarriage rises more for those with at least some college experience. So look, you see this here? The higher the education, it's an old study. The higher the education, the more likely will somebody marry someone who is just as educated. Okay, let me say that again because I want y'all to be clear. So if we're all in school and now we're in grad school and we're all about to get our master's, our juris degree, whatever it is, and we've been, studying and having to take these tests, these quizzes and exams together, and we sort of create some kind of community. And in that community, you start getting to know each other. This happens all the time in church. You know how many times people, they end up going to churches and then they end up finding their spouse in the church and then they become leaders in that church. What happens, it's the law of proximity. So same thing when it comes to black on black crime. It's the law of proximity. So they end up marrying people who are vibrating like they are. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Now, I know it still may be hard. I'm talking to the black community when I make this statement. I know it may be hard to see because of slavery, things that have happened systematically and systemically, and things that are still going on in our world. You feel as though, I mean, that's one of the Kamala and Ketanji, they strong, black, powerful women, and they got these white boys as their husband. Not even have little biracial mixed children, and really claim because the father is white, they're gonna probably claim to be biracial. It depends on really how they look, but ultimately they could put on their paperwork white because they're pappy white. So I understand how Kamala and Ketanji can end up with white husbands. And I hope now you can understand how that happens. That's one conversation. Now let's have another conversation. Another conversation is this. Why aren't black men showing up in higher education? Now, we're about to have another conversation. Why? Somebody said Larry sound a little racist. Number one, I'm not going to get into that conversation because you're going to take me off topic, but that's the uninformed statement to make to a black man in America. Very uninformed. But anyway, so why don't black men show up in higher education? Now that's the conversation that we need to be having. Why? This is a problem. And let me say this. All of these institutions in the black community that frown upon education and do not encourage education, beginning with the black church, mother and father forget. Mother and father forget. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Everybody on my staff has a master's at least, and most of them got 2. You know why? Because an educated and well-traveled person is fit for the future that we are moving into as a nation. Hell, they are fit for what's in the mind of God as relates to all of humanity. But when you're not well-traveled and well-educated, your lens is a whole problem. And I guarantee you, you're going to be filled up with biases, a bigot, chauvinist, and all kinds of phobias, transphobia, fat phobias, because of your lack of education and not being well-traveled. The more people you meet, the more cultures you go in and out of, the more clear you get about God and his creation. We need to start promoting black people to go to higher education, institutions of higher education, and it needs to be a must. We need to encourage amongst black people book reading. Come up off them PlayStations. Come on all up off of the all them things y'all play. PlayStation might not be it now. I don't know what it is. Nintendo, Sega Genesis. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Can y'all put in the comment section what people play now? I don't even know. I don't know. But come up off with all of that. Can y'all put in the comment section so I can repeat it loud? Because I don't know what people play. Is it on PlayStation? What's that my children play? Minecraft. But what's the other game? Xbox, PS5, Roblox. There you go. And make them children. This is I told Lisa the other day, we're co-parenting. And I said, Lisa, the thing that concerns me about my children, they don't have no motivation about nothing. By their age, I already knew, I had to narrow down about 2 or 3 things I know that I wanted to do. And I had some work in that area. And the only thing they're concerned about is their phone and their friends. And they don't have nothing that they're reading, they're pushing afterwards. And they, even when it comes to their education, it's not that important to them. I said, what the hell is wrong with these kids? And I began to explain to them the importance of having an education. So we understand how Kamala and them can end up marrying these white children. The second thing is that black men need to show up in higher education, and we do not need to support any of the institutions in the black community that are not advocating for education. You need to read, be educated, and travel, move about some, so you can learn some stuff. All right. Now, another conversation surrounding these black women that have married these white men is just the conversation about the other race, white people, and how some of us are just hell bent on never, ever dating outside of our race. Now, let me say this, I understand it in some instances. But what I'm finding out is that a lot of black folk are prejudiced. Notice I didn't say racist because I got a little sense. Some of y'all in this comment section are a little dumb. I don't know, you may have some smart parts, but I'm looking at more dumb parts than smart for some of you. But black folk prejudice as hell. I think black folk is more prejudiced than white folk. That's what I think. I told y'all I'm going to be saying some stuff that y'all not going to agree with. But oh well, oh hell, it is. I think black people are more prejudiced than white people. I know y'all probably going through in that comment section, but I'm just telling you what I think. This is commentary. I don't know everything, but I know some things. Yeah. So, with that being said, black folk, we got something we got to do. It's a conversation that we got to have. Now, we've been abused. We've been rejected, neglected. We're still being ostracized. Disproportionately, there are all sorts of kinds of things that are happening to us more than anybody else. Still, I get it. But you cannot put all white people in the same category. And since we're talking about the Caucasians, let's also talk about the Asians too, because see, this ain't talked about a lot. But Caucasians and Asians in America give us pure hell. And them Indians do too. I'm talking about not the TP, not that. I'm talking about the Indians, the showing up Indians. East Indians, them. They give us hell in this. They come or the Indians come over here and get business and stuff like the Asians, and then to treat us like hell when they're making the money off the black dollar. No, but don't get me on that. So I do understand what we are dealing with as black people in America. And so we have every right to be a little jaded and a little funny when it comes to white people and Asian people. Yes, we do. That's why they were going to my Stop Asian Hate stuff. Y'all didn't never see me post that. I mean, I guess I should have, but I'm like, I ain't won't quite clear up in my spiritualization. I'm like, not the way that. And y'all remember, I had a family member that was jumped by Asians because they thought they weren't paying for the food. I mean, karate, chop, 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 kick, kung fu. They went in on them. So I know that you as a black man got every reason to not like white people or like Asians. Because truth be told, if I do not know the white person, like anytime I see a white LRL or a white patron, I automatically trust them. Automatically. Because in order for you to be white and be in my life, and you choose to stay in my life, that says something about you white skinned, but you not white. There's a difference. You got white skin, but you not white. There's white. There's a whole certain thing that go with your typical white person, and there's some white skinned people that have not been raised in whiteness, in the sense of all that comes with that. But if you are a white person and you had your quintessential white raising in America, okay, you probably got some things in your psyche and in your thinking. You probably racist and don't even know that you are. At least you probably prejudiced. At least. But 9 times out of 10, you are racist and don't even mean to be. But I guarantee you probably prejudiced. Because it's just, you can't help it. White skin in America is treated a certain kind of way. It just is. Oh my God. I'm reading some of y'all comments now. Let's listen to what this man here said. Listen to this. This conversation is nothing but intellectual masturbation. All hot air, no solution. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all come in one episode, one live stream, one conversation, and think y'all know the whole platform. And you make yourself look real stupid to the thousands who know the platform. I don't know a church or online entity that is more involved in the work of bringing solution to not just black people, but white people too. Not just straight people, but gay people too. Not just Christians, but those that are not as well. You could not be more wrong. And it seemed like to me, if you were that smart, that you would know not to watch 1 or 2 shows before you make an analysis about something. That make you look real stupid. Because smart folk don't talk on stuff they ain't researched on. If you research, you would know that the conversation itself, if all it was intellectual masturbation in a conversation, conversations, they are filled with the concoction that cause healing, that cause change. You just a dummy. Let me get y'all my tune. You dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb or jealous. One or the other, because something that was a dumb statement. Okay. So I don't know what to say to us when it comes to our prejudiceness. I do understand it, but you have to know that all white people are not white. I don't know no better. I'm trying to think of another way to say it. How can I say all white people are not white? Let me see somebody else in the comment section that's saying it better than me. Oh, so this is what the problem is. You want a show. You want a platform to begin to explain how smart you are. We already know about this. That's why I said systemic and systematic. We clear on all of this. We're having a conversation. We're not having that kind of conversation. But see, that's intellectual masturbation, giving all these facts about this, that. Ain't nobody most people don't even do all that kind of. We just talking. And that's our foundation and the underbelly. But we're having it to where people can understand. Go get your own platform. So I don't mind when people come in here and share and expand what we got going on. Of course, I have people come on to do that, especially on Patreon. But when you come in here and then try to talk about the platform, then at the same time trying to be heard and contribute, that's that stuff I mentioned earlier. I see that kind of, when I see you move like that, I know what kind of person you are. And I don't know you like that because you the devil or you immature. I don't know, and I ain't got time to figure out which one. But I just know that I want you to go to hell. I do know that. That I'm sure I would like for you to go to hell. I'd like for you to do that if you can. Right quick. You dig it? I hope you're in hell by now. All right. So I don't know what to say to us. I don't want to discount what any of us have suffered. I don't want any of us to feel as though I am trying to say to you, you do not deserve the right to be prejudiced. I'm talking to Black people who have a history of what's happened to us in this country. But I am going to say this to you. Being prejudiced, especially as it relates to white people, is probably going to keep you from being able to learn from white people about white people, because we all need to know. If you're Black in America, you need to learn about white people from a white person. That's number one. Number two, when it comes to what racism has done in our world, I mean, when it comes to real estate, banking, education, now voting and all these things, you need a white ally. In fact, I'm going to say this. Racism is not going to be changed by no nigga. It's going to be a white person because it's their mess. So you will do yourself a disservice if you continue to be prejudiced. And when you see images like this, you get triggered all the way up. And I do understand. But when you see images like that, you get triggered all the way up and you just make comments about it. And you don't never try to explore where your discomfort, where your distaste or whatever it comes from. At first, I hope you're in the business of doing introspection when it comes to your feelings and your thoughts. But maybe I'm your wake-up call. You're prejudiced. Nigga, you prejudiced. And what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to get to work. Oh, man. Tish Hicks says, Larry didn't say nothing about Black men aren't highly educated. I sure didn't. Y'all take statements and just twist it. But we all know a majority of our men are not. Clearly. I just told y'all the list. Y'all think I made up the research? We don't even show up in Fortune 500 companies. I remember some years ago, and I've done this on the platform, we looked at the boards of the top 25 Fortune 500 companies. There were 10 Blacks out of like hundreds of people. Like, yeah, 10 Blacks out of like 120 people, like 10 Blacks. We don't show up at the top. Now we understand the things that are systemic and systematic. We understand that. But it's a reality right now. And so this is why I talked about this from all sides. I talked about it first. Oh, now let me talk about this. But I talked about it first about the educational aspect and people just marrying people that are educated like them. They in school to develop these relationships. I also wanted to talk about our prejudiceness as Black people, but I also want to talk about love. I don't know if y'all understand something about love is real. If you know love is real, type in the chat, I know love is real. Oh, brother Reggie, I want to say something about this statement. I know you, love you. Thank you for what you've done for me in my gospel music career at the beginning of it. I heard somebody else make this comment that they're highly educated, but they're not rich. This is what I say to those that I coach. I'm going to share it out here. Whenever they make that statement to me, 9 times out of 10, they either, depends on how far along we were, because I don't do a lot of coaching now outside of Patreon. I usually refund them because I can't help them if they're not going to sit in certain truths. If you say that you're highly educated, but you're not rich, you are basically proving to those of us on the outside that you're not highly educated. Because with high education comes riches. If you say I'm highly educated, I got a degree, but I just can't find a job, you're not educated enough. Highly educated people understand that you're a lifetime student and that you're continually learning. So if you have not hit your riches, that's because you're not highly educated enough. You have stopped learning. You're probably peaked out in the industry. Now you need to switch and do something else and maybe start your own business. But there's no such thing of you being highly educated and then at the same time you not having your riches. If that is the case, maybe there's an addiction that's in there somewhere. Maybe you're lazy, but there's something else that's going on. Because highly educated, the consciousness that goes with education and travel always is going to lead you to your riches. It's going to lead you to your prosperity. Now, I don't want y'all to believe nothing else besides that, because anything else is just a lie. You have to see your education component as something that is ongoing. You don't stop that. The education continues. And if your riches ain't showed up, that's a good sign that your education needs to continue. All right, let's have the conversation about love. Okay, so I don't know who all I'm talking to, but I do know this. Love is absolutely real. And love happens all different types and kinds of ways. 9 times out of 10 in today's world, 2022, love shows up way later after attraction. Attraction normally is the first thing that gets us into a situation to where love can begin to materialize. Is attraction love? Yes. It isn't the complete emotion and energy that love is, but love begins to show up in attraction. A lot of us that are here, we love food, and food don't talk back, and there's no communication. Well, to me, it sounds like it's talk back, but reality is it don't got no mouth to talk to you and then hug you at night. God knows, but sometimes a cheeseburger will wrap its arms around you and just tell you sweet things in your ear. But I know that's my dysfunction. But the reality is that in 2022, the possibility of love begins in attraction. If I'm attracted to your body shape, if I'm attracted to how you think, if I'm attracted to your mind, I'm attracted to your grind. I like the way you dress. I like the way that you wear, what you wear, how you speak, and how, that's attraction. And then in that that attraction, then you start going into a deeper connectivity. And then when that happens, most of the time we find out whether that happens in a month, 6 months, or 6 years, we find out whether or not this is something that we want to journey in and get deeper into the love. But the reality is that love for most of us begins as an attraction, whatever that is. So, and I don't know if you understand that attraction can happen between anyone. Now, let me say this. We all got our limits. We all got our conditioning. What do you mean by conditioning? What have you loved before? What have you done before? What have you enjoyed before? Okay. Well, then we're going to get a world of what turns you on. We're going to get a world of what you like. We're going to get a world of probably what keeps your attention or what you love. Because we look at, you condition yourself a certain kind of way. But then there are those of us, like myself, because I'm like that, to where I have my conditioning, but at the same time, I am open in my heart and I'm open in my head. And I am open to any life experience. And because I am that way, I'm probably more likely to uncover or discover an attraction towards someone that is going to be a better fit for me and my future. Let me explain something to you now. When you choose your mate according to your conditioning, the world, the area you come in, the people that were married and in relationships in front of you, all of that is your conditioning. And then you choose that person, you can marry them and have kids with them, and then 10, 20 years later, they don't fit you. Now, what we find out in many areas where people are not educated is that these people that they marry in high school or right after high school, they stay married until they die. And they typically are in the same location. They have not advanced their education and their experience. They're probably ultimately in the same income level. They never saw 6 figures in their life. And this is the reason why. And a lot of people will go to the country and say, them people down there, they really in love. But here in the city, we just so caught up, we ain't got love. No, you're not considering education and travel and people developing and growing. So if we look at your condition, and we can just about discover what it is that you would choose or love. But then if you are a person who's open in your heart and you continue to evolve and read and grow and educate, that you're going to make a totally different choice. And you're going to 9 times out of 10, that person is going to choose somebody that fit where they are going as opposed to where they have been and where they are. So I want you to understand that the possibility of somebody loving somebody that totally looks opposite than what we may think they should love is pretty huge. The more our technology advances and the more our world change, it's going to change even the more. And as you grow, what you like and what you're attracted to and what you love change. Prime example, if you were a day one LRLer, you know I still love white. That was the main thing. But then I continue to do my degree, continue to do my studying, continue to grow, and I began to uncover something about myself. The reason why I looked at the white skin as something that I wanted, because there was a part of me, and this is me, there was a part of me that wanted to subjugate the white skin. The white people, when I was growing up in Pikeville, North Carolina, the white people were always more affluent. They were always better. So in my mind, they were, better looking and better to look at than us. So I grew up with that thing, wanting that superior skin to be on its knees with my black peen in the deepest part of their throat or the deepest part of their soul. There was a power that was in there. And that was very intriguing and exciting to even see my blackness inside of that beige skin. It was. Don't remember the front of the thing. You remember Jungle Fever where they had the hands like that? Oh, that was attractive to me. That was, oh my God. But then as time went along and I began to study and read, I got clearer and clearer about myself and just about my blackness, to where now I have an appreciation and an affinity towards blackness. Do I still like that white meat? I do. I don't like it in my chicken though, because white meat is dry. But I still do. But I don't have that preference anymore. So I want you guys to understand that color and sex or gender, as time go along, we're going to see these things fade when it comes to love. We're going to have a different picture of love in our head. And here it is. Ooh, Lord, that's hard to sit. That's hard to sit with that, ain't it? I know it is. It's difficult. It's more difficult than what some people are going to say. But it's love. Okay, I'm going to put a link in here if you want to join and talk with me and tell me what you think about this. What you think about Kamala and Miss Jackson. I mess up her name. So I'm going to put the link in here. I want you to click the link. Somebody said that's not hard to see at all. Well, see, you've done some work. I mean, you may grew up in California, some another part of the country, but that's not the case for North Carolina, South Carolina, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida. That is not the case. That StreamYard link, put it in there and come on, tell me what you think about this. Somebody said love has no color. Got that. I agree with that. Okay, well, Katrina, you said what now? You said, but Larry, y'all was saying stuff about black men that marry white women and those black men leaving their wealth to white communities. Yeah, I talked about that. You may come in late. I talked about that. That's the truth. That is the truth. Yeah, that's a concern. Most white guys, whether they admit it or not, love women. They're just too scared to shoot their shot. Cameron, is your white wife around the corner listening to you? And you know how black women love you to death. Well, wherever we go, if it could be all of us, and Cameron be the only white guy with us, and the black girls looking at Cameron. Okay, let's see.
Excuse me.
Say me what you think.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well.
Awesome. Okay, so I was in Patreon when you originally posted the question, and I did make a comment, and I started to feel overwhelmed immediately because there are so many factors to take into consideration. One, you have the racist tropes of the dark-skinned woman and who she has played in American history. Then you have the whole colorism conversation. And then you have to consider, too, all of the black men who are not American or have the African-American experience that may find you attractive, but you just may not be checking for them. So it's a real conversation. Like, this is a great start. And I hope you talk about this some more at Reformation this year. That would be awesome. But I also wanted to bring to light that there is a growing population of gay black men in higher education. Almost, I think, more than black women, which was for the longest time the largest of black people to be getting advanced degrees or higher education. I'm so sorry for the background noise. And then you were talking about travel, and I just want to emphasize that more. And I said in the comments, I don't know if you saw it, but I said that I did not feel that there was a shortage of black men when I started to travel the world. And I think that the reason why the evil genius of oppression has caused so much infighting is so that we don't see each other. And that's a whole nother conversation. But all of the women being considered for the Supreme Court are married to white men.
Yeah.
All of them. And I think there are about 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
So just food for thought. Thank you so much for having this conversation. I love it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for contributing the way that you did, Naita.
Thank you.
All right. Great. I'm so glad that you contributed to the conversation. Yeah, and there is a growing number of same gender loving people. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm starting to, well, maybe because I move around a lot too. I'm starting to run into a lot of same gender loving wealthy people. Now, not a whole lot, but it's a few. I've met like 2, which is a lot for me because most of the times same gender loving people, I mean, they tend to be doing pretty good financially, but when it comes to being like wealthy and rich, I haven't seen a lot of that. But I do know in white America, there's a lot of rich, whole lot of rich, same gender loving people. But I'm talking black though. Okay. Another conversation. Somebody put this in the chat, and I talked about this too. Now listen. And I'm not trying to discourage any black woman that loves white men or maybe married to a white man. I'm not trying to discourage or anything, but you need to ask some questions because it's possible that there's a lot of white men that have a black woman fetish, and they may tell you they love you and treat you well, however, but you're a black woman, so you like a fetish to them more so than a life mate. And if that's a situation, and most of the times you don't know that until it's too late. It can be many children later that the depth of his love and appreciation for you is your skin. And that is unfortunate. But you need to know that happens. Okay. Hello, Pastor Alicia Jones.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm well.
Good. So I wanted to say something that I hadn't heard anybody bring out. And that as a black woman who's educated, when I see another black woman with a white man, I'm not with a white man, but when I see a black woman with a white man, I'm like, you go, girl. And I say that because for years we see the basketball players, we see the athletes, we see them parade, we see them with white women. And so when a black woman has, there is a level of rejection that some black women feel. And so when I see him, I'm like, do you, boo? And that and I would say this, that there are times where you have another freedom of being yourself with certain people, where they appreciate your natural hair. You don't have to put on a lace front. They're not asking you to get into another look because they're just like, okay, you be yourself. And there's another dynamic that we should consider, that as black women continue in power, there are times where our men have a difficulty with the powerful woman, where white men don't have that same difficulty because they have not had to fight for power the way our men have. And so I think that those are some dynamics that we have not considered.
But do you understand that that there's some things systemically in that too? I mean, because black men not being in higher education
I get it. Black men not being in higher education, you have all these drug laws that prevented black men from getting FAFSA. I mean, like all of these things. And so, yes, I understand that there are systemic problems, but I also understand that there comes a point where you're like, I really don't feel like dealing with the drama and that baggage.
Okay. I got
So,
that.
I mean, regardless of whether or not it's right, it just is. There's a time where you just want to be free to be who you are without the baggage.
Mm. You know what? I hear that. I say my mind didn't even go that way. I'm not a black woman, so, but I hear that. So sometimes the women just don't want to deal with. God, that made me think. You're a patron, so you know Ryan, who
Hmm.
is.
I was, as we're having this conversation, the whole conversation, I'm like, how likely is it for Rosalind to find a black husband?
Yeah, she probably yeah.
How likely is it? I mean, Miss Roz, Gangster Roz, we love you, and we whatever you get, we good with it. but
Right.
I just say that when you consider the certain status, the pickings get slim.
It
And
does.
then those at the top, one of Kevin Samuel's high value woman, who shuts up and, is just, go be a whatever.
I need to watch him more.
So,
I need to
so
watch.
yeah.
I've only seen his clip. I need to really watch him.
So the premise there being that a high value man does not need a woman who makes money. He needs somebody who is more submissive and docile and quiet.
Say it one more time.
That a high value man is not looking for a woman who makes money. A high value man is looking for a woman who is submissive, who knows how to respect him and make him feel like a man. And they're usually very attractive. They're usually very fit. And so these high value men usually are looking for someone younger. And so the older you get, the less value you have, all of those kind of things. That's what he says about women. And so the higher you go, in that arena, you're not going to get that type of man, according to Kevin Samuels.
You know what? I would love to do a show with him because there's some things that he says. I know where he's getting his data from, and he's not wrong. It may not be a fit for you and certain people, but
you know what? I'm not even see. I am married to a Southern man who is all 100% man, and so I do understand, before Kevin Samuels came on the scene, I knew what my husband wanted. And so I know how to deal with my husband. Sometimes I don't, but I try.
So your Southern man, what does he like? Oh, this is interesting. What does he like?
So my husband, he wants respect. He wants respect is the number one thing. He wants, I think there's a piece of him who wants to be a Superman. I think every man wants to be his wife's Superman. He wants to be that, and he is a Superman. He's amazing. Now there are times where I have to hold my tongue a little bit, and learning to do that, and but still honoring him. He's a leader. He is traditional. He believes in traditional gender roles and those kind of things. I went walking today and he thought my pants were too tight. I'm like, well, what else am I supposed to go walking in?
I can respect all of that. Whether someone will hear you and be like, oh my God, I can have no man like that. But that's your husband.
That's my husband. I'm the one who said yes to him, and I said yes to, and you know what? But at the same time, my husband would kill for me. My husband will fight for me. My husband will move, or my husband moved across the country for me. My husband would do anything. There is nothing that man would not do for me. And so, if by chance I have to shut up sometimes to get that, okay, I shut up. Okay. I cook. I cook every night.
Every night. Oh my God, that's a Southern man. They like that.
And now you have to understand what you have. And now when my husband is fixing cars and he's working on houses and becomes the self-made man that he is, then people are like, oh, because sometimes we don't look at people with their hands and until they start doing something, until they make a come up, and it's like, oh, shut up, he did all that, you know. And so when you recognize that this, you know, my husband has said, now these other women in your family, I couldn't have married them. And I understand that. And so you make that adjustment for what you want, and that, you know, marriage is a negotiation of what the kind of life that you want to have.
Ask you this: could you marry a white man?
You know, I tried dating white men before because people thought I would marry a white man. I prayed for a dash of thug. I literally prayed. I said, Jesus, I need some thug in my husband. And that was not something that the white men that I came across had.
Okay.
And so, you know, some people call it that yes daddy factor, but just something just that they just did not, they didn't do it for me.
Okay. So if it was a white man that did it for you, you could have.
Yeah, I mean, I am a person that, you know, if he loved Jesus and we, you know, and it makes sense, then sure. But that was not the thing that attracted me the most. Like my husband proposed in 2 weeks.
Whoa.
We got married in 4 months from meeting. We met at the grocery store and got married in 4 months. He asked my father if he could marry me the following week after we met. The next week he asked me. The following week I said yes.
Oh, that's that Southern. That's what I did with Lisa. That's how you do it. How long y'all been married?
14 years.
Wow. Y'all to get the hand clap emoji. Yes. That is a beautiful story.
Yes. And so, and he is an amazing man. Now, I'll be honest, I grew up very much so feminist. And so very much so single woman, you know, backup plan, because you never know what your man is going to do or whatever. And so there was definitely a work that had to be done in me, in us both.
Yeah.
Funniest thing, when I was 19 years old, the Lord said to me, Alicia, you need to learn how to submit. You're going to need to be submissive for your husband. I said, submit to a man? Ain't no man ever did nothing for me. That was my response to God. And then now, all these years later, I'm laughing.
Oh my God, that is superb, and I like to hear it because you're talking about the compromise that you have to make. All right, thank you so much, Pastor Alicia.
Thank you.
It's a great talking voice. I will listen to her talk for a long time. Okay, all right. There's some more of you that came in and you dropped off. I want to make this statement concerning love. Love it comes in many different shapes, forms, color, shades. And we all gonna have to do whatever work we have to do, go down into our biases, our prejudices, and make some adjustments and be able to embrace and co-sign the love that people have for each other, even if it look a certain way and it don't match with what, you know. It ain't what rocks our boat. And however, I wish that we could be looking at Kamala and Ketanji and their strong black man that's walking with them, like we do with Oprah and the Obamas, and that would be good, but it's not the case. So I respect, you know, the choice they've made in their life. And if they're in love, that's even better. It would be a stronger black statement if they had black husbands. But thank God for these women of color in the position of power. And then we got Lisa Cook. Y'all know who Lisa Cook is? Lisa Cook is she's nominated to be on the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve been around for 108 years, never had a black woman ever. And she's about to be the first black woman on the Federal Reserve. That is. I didn't say Kamala was black. I said woman of color. But ain't her daddy black? Her daddy Jamaican and her mama something else. If that's the case, she black. Yeah, Lisa Cook. Look that up. I know I read that somewhere. I read 10 articles a day, at least. And then I got my books that I'm jumping around in. I think look her up. See who her husband is. Well, baby, I don't think I know. Oh, that's a man. Like, why did they marry who they marry? Because they love him, I guess. Yeah, her daddy black, Jamaican. Yeah, so why people keep saying she ain't black? Because he's West Indian. So now West Indians ain't black now? Is that what we're doing? Y'all get real funny. Yep, this is the year of the black woman. Yeah, the statement would be stronger if they had for the black community. You said, can I drop the link again? Y'all got something you want to say to me? Okay, let me see. Let me see. I dropped the link. I gotta get something to eat before it get too late. Natchy, if you watching, can you get that real thin crust pizza? I'm gonna have to cut it up. Okay, I'm dropping the link one more time. Like somebody want to come in. Oh, they meant she's not African American, like of the diaspora. Okay, yeah, I got that. Okay, it's fine. But we're gonna get that technical with it. She ain't no white woman. What you mean, baby doll? So I'm telling you, Larry, we as black women are tired of not being appreciated by the men who look like us, who we love and support to no end. I myself being single. Oh, nah, I get that. You look younger too. There, man, it's the way it's set up right now. It's not, nothing is set up to be telling black men to respect and honor black women. Our entertainment, our movies, our music. And then you guys, I don't think y'all do a good job with making us respect y'all either. You give up the push too easy. You ready to come in like a mom, try to save us, and then you allow us to do you a certain kind of way. And I know we're scarce, and there are more of y'all than there is of us, but we just can continue to be dogs if y'all don't get together and start raising y'all standard as a community. If y'all raise y'all standard as a community, men would not be able to be dogs. They can be dogs with each other, but not with y'all. They have to raise the standard. They can be dogs with each other.
Hey, Larry, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Turn me down in the back. I can hear you.
Okay, because I can't hear you once I turn the thing down. But I wanted to say I'm so glad you brought this up because I was just listening to Reverend Ike message about I meet no one but me. But I have a problem with this issue as well, seeing anybody of color with someone else. And I knew it wasn't right for me to feel that way, but I still felt that way. And I didn't know why. I mean, I know why. I do know why. Because I keep remembering our history. I keep remembering my mother is dark. I'm light skinned, but my mother is very dark. And I remember hearing her stories, about what she went through, even my dad, and it always plays in the back of my mind. Even, just the history that we were taught about Emmett Till, all of that. And I know I'm going to have to heal from that, but I also know deep down that I feel that way. I may not say nothing. I may not turn my nose up. I may not, express it outwardly, but I know in that inner part of me that I'm going to find some type of healing from that. And I remember listening to Reverend Ike, and he said, we meet no one but ourselves. If you have a problem with someone, you have a problem. It's something within yourself, right? And I would really like for you to speak on that. Like, I have tried to done the work, and I've said, girl, where do you get this from? I know where I get it from. But now it's like, okay, I don't want to feel that way. But to say, oh, I'm good, I don't care about seeing that, it's a lie. I might say that in front of other people, but it's a lie. It's a lie. Real deep down, there's some type of, it's some type of, and I'm happy, for the judge and for our vice president, as Black women, I'm happy that they're getting this position. But, when I see the husband, I'm like, okay, but that's all I wanted to say, Larry. I'll listen to you off the thing, okay?
Okay, all right.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Wow. Can we give her the hand clap emoji for being that transparent? And I knew I was talking to somebody. She's the kind of person that I've done this live for, because I want us to wrap our head around that, about what love is and how it looks, especially today. And I also wanted to talk about the reason why we get triggered. And at least she's able to pinpoint it down to possibly her mom and certain stories her mom told her about her being dark skinned. But some of you feel that way, and you can't even say where it come from. Slavery is in your blood. That experience of all of your ancestors is in you, and you may not even know why it bothers you. So sit with that and do the work there. Start getting to know people who are in interracial relationships, and ask them questions, and communicate with them. And once you start developing a relationship with someone who is totally opposite, believe opposite than you start seeing the humanity of that person. This is the reason why I say, if you are not well educated and in the world of educating yourself over and over and traveling, that you're really not going to be set up to make impact in this world. And you're really not really set up for a successful future, because the world is changing and becoming more of what we see that it is. All of those prayers, y'all churches and people praying, talking about the church, the world bowing its knee to God. And in your mind, you really think that everybody's going to become Christian and follow the Bible. That is not going to happen. That's in your mind and in Christianity's mind to colonize the entire world. But that is not what is in God's mind. What's in God's mind is for every man, every woman, every part of creation to come into an awareness of themselves and an awareness of God, and to stand in that truth, contributing nothing but love and wellness to the community. That is world evangelism. And that is totally opposite of what the Christian church wants to do. They want to colonize. They want to recruit. But that is not what the work of Jesus Christ is about. So if you can wrap your mind around love and begin to be more tolerant and accepting, maybe tolerant is a bad word, and getting to know people that are different than you, it's going to change your perspective. It's going to change how you form your opinions. I'm not going to tell you still ain't going to feel a certain kind of way, a little bit, but you can work through that. I was big on that. I couldn't stand a man that hit a woman. So what God did at that time, brought a man in my church that I ministered to. My heart got connected to him. Then I found out he was whipping his wife ass. And I was like, oh, I can't stand him no more, And then I had to go through all these changes. I had to pastor him. And, do the work. If you don't really like trans people, if you really don't like, you think they're weird and crazy and demons, you don't like gay people, you don't like men, you don't like women, do the work. Do some discovery and put yourself around in relationship with people like that and get to know them. Oh, I can't do that. Oh my God, I can't do. Okay, yeah, you got a whole you do well just to go. I ain't gonna say what came to my mind, but I don't know how you're gonna contribute. I don't know how you're gonna contribute in the future, because the world is gonna change. The world is doing nothing but change. That's the only thing that's consistent. It's just changing, and all of the old beliefs on certain stuff is changed. Now you can have your beliefs and the way that you live your life, but you even have to sit with them differently in order to engage with the world. Yeah, there's that. That's what I have to say concerning that. All right, there are 1,547 of you left on. I need everybody to hit like before you leave. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. And oh, there's another person who's Baby Doll Access. Hey there.
Hey Larry, how you doing?
Doing well.
Okay, that's good. I want to make sure there's no feedback. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfect.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm so happy that you're having this conversation, and I'm noticing that a couple of platforms are having this conversation. Maybe it's because of the current events and what they're seeing with more women of color dating outside of their race. And I myself have actually considered it. I have, especially recently. You know, I'm in my 30s, and the dating pool and the dating scene is just real difficult. It's hard. And I'm quite sure there's some ladies in the chat that can agree with me. You know, men aren't like they used to be. They simply are not. You know, I have not come across a man who's been like my father, my grandfather, my uncles. And I know that they're out there.
Are y'all hearing this? Go ahead, go back.
I don't want anyone to think that I don't feel like there are good Black men out there. There are. I just haven't met them yet. And, you know, there was a comment that was made about standards, you know, women wanting to raise their standards. I believe that that's absolutely one of, you know, the main issues. And I feel like, you know, when I talk to guys, they kind of expect a woman to bring everything towards the table because they have been accustomed to that.
Okay, I got it.
And it's kind of like, what happened to chivalry? What happened to romance? What happened to leadership as it is biblically? What happened to the man being the head and not the tail? What happened to men being providers, protectors? Women are doing all of that. And you know what? I even want to take it here. Slavery really fucked up
yes,
the Black community.
Yes,
it absolutely did. And let me even break it down.
That's what you're talking about. But go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. And let me break it down to you all that are listening why I'm saying that. You have to realize a Black man was put out on a field to take care of not just his family, but these white people as well. He was not just him, but his children, his wife, everybody was property. He was beaten, he was enslaved. And then at night, master could come into their home and take his wife as his own, and he could not say one freaking thing about it. Nothing.
Or him.
Couldn't say nothing. She couldn't say nothing. He couldn't say nothing. Imagine a Black man having to raise a child that's not even his. That he has to look at every single day that's not even his. And then imagine a Black woman having to carry a child that she don't even want, really. But she has to, because there were no other provisions for her to be able to rid herself of the child. Imagine the conflict that had within their home at nighttime.
Yeah, and she had another man's children. 'Cause a lot of times she'd be pregnant with master's babies.
Absolutely. And then imagine him and her having to raise this child. Of course, she's falling in love with this child. And then Master is treating the child different from the other people because it is half of his child. And the child looked different. So then that's where the colorism issues come in. It goes way deeper. Yeah. And these are conversations that we have to have within our own community, because we have to heal. We've got to learn how to heal.
So then we go from that dysfunction. So now we get free.
Mm-hmm.
We have our own setup. Mm-hmm. And now the Black man has his own house, his own job.
Wait, let's stop there. Does he really have it on his own?
Well, you know.
Or is he made to feel as if, oh, well, I'm just gonna give you a handout?
Mm-hmm. But what I was leading up to was now you have a Black man who has power now.
Mm-hmm.
And who has repressed and suppressed all that he was in order to make Master happy.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe what ended up happening is that the Black man began to go on a journey of discovering of his knowledge, his skill set, his sexuality. And Black women had to step in and save the family.
Absolutely.
That's what I think happened. And so you saying that Black men expect women to bring everything, that's because y'all been saving us and the family for years.
For years, back from slavery days, been saving the family.
Fresh
absolutely.
Off the plantation, the Black woman started saving the family.
Absolutely. That's why I brought that up. Why I brought that up, because I wanted people to really understand how many generations this is going back. Now, like around like the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, there started to be some type of progression. You saw the Black man coming to the forefront. But then look at all the situations that happened. Look at Tulsa, Oklahoma. Look at Black Wall Street. Look at all the times where the Black man in the Black community tried to build something and it was torn away from them. And then look at what happens. The Black woman is coming in trying to save again. See, so that's why I want, people to give Black women grace, because we have a lot of stuff on our shoulders. Mm-hmm. We've been carrying a lot of burdens, not just from our lives, but from past generations. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's platforms like yours that go into these conversations that people are so afraid to have. Mm-hmm. And I really appreciate that, because this is the type of topics, these are the things that we need to be able to tackle within our community and be able to talk about. And I love the fact that at your platform, we're able to talk about these things freely. We don't feel like we're being judged. There's a couple of people in the, the comment section that like to say, little things every now and then. But I really do appreciate that, we can be able to come on here and talk about things. And just like with the Patreon as well, we can do the same thing there as well. But I just wanted to give people another perspective to look at when it comes to, why Black women are starting to date outside of their race.
Okay. Thank you so much, because you helped the combo.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you. Thank you, Chad.
All right. So glad she came on and contributed. I know it's hard for Black women. So when you see a Black man with a white woman, I know that triggers you. especially when it's already hard, like, darn. And he chose her instead of me. I get that, and I understand it. That's why I wanted to have the conversation. Keep the conversation going in the chat. If you have a platform, you're a YouTuber, take this conversation, the parts that stand out to you, and bring the conversation over to your platform and have the conversation. And Black folk, work on your prejudiceness. Work on your prejudiceness, and white folk, but I'm talking to my community, my people first. Work on your prejudiceness. You got to work on it. You got to work on it. All white skin is not whiteness. It just isn't. I'm having a conversation. Two of the members of staff members are white. One of them was raised, Cameron, they married, was raised by a Black woman, a Black nanny that their family had for years. So their whole family has it's a thread in there that's just like Black people, because a Black woman basically gave birth to that family. And so Cameron, what he likes to eat, what he likes to do, everything he's so Black. And even smells Black, But Erica comes from a different background. She's really quintessential white girl, how she was raised. But the difference in her, Erica had an assignment and a passion for the Black community. So she's all about equality in education. She's a professor at Duke. And so we had a conversation the other day. We were saying, well, Cameron, both of y'all got white skin. Erica was raised like a white girl, but Cameron, you was raised Black. I mean, because he was the Black woman that was his nanny. As a result, he's the only one of his siblings, I think, that got a white wife. I think all of his siblings got Black folk as their lover or spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend, I think. But anyway, I think Cameron and I can see that. I don't know who you are. Okay. But I want everybody to really wrap their head around, besides the prejudice thing, is to wrap their head around what love is and what love looks like now. Just broaden your scope and your lens, because love looks like this nowadays. And I wish I had another picture of what love looked like, because they're all different types. We all see all different types and kinds of couples now. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. Great conversation. I'm ready to eat and lay down. You're right. That is so true. I was just thinking that. Yeah. It's a lot of them. It was a lot of them. Yeah, it was. Okay, Sherry, you enjoyed yourself. Hey, Osgarden, especially from Melanated Sisters on this. Find out my white side is my mama. Oh, your mama's white. Didn't know that. No, she does not subscribe to white privilege. Let me tell you something about Erica. Erica's worse than Cameron with it. I'm gonna tell you, they came down here because I had my partners, 15 of my partners here last week or week before last here. I'm in Miami now, and we're walking through the strip. And in this area, you have Black people come to this area to work, Haitians and all, but this is 75% white Italians here in this area. So you probably, in fact, out of all of these apartment condo buildings around in this area, because when I'm here and I'm walking and seeing there, you might have 25 Black people that live in this area, and we all know each other because we see each other. Well, when we go to, there ain't hardly no Black people around here at all. So out of courtesy, and it could be the slave in me, if we're walking and you're on your path I'm one of the kind of people, if I'm in my right mind, if it's another day out, you're going to move out of my way. But I'll step to the side. And so Cameron or Erica saw me doing that and was like, stop it. Stop stepping to the side for all these white people. I'm like, oh. Said, watch me do like this. And Cameron beeline and took his white skin straight down, and everybody moved out of the way for him. And when they didn't, he let that shoulder nearby knock them down. They were moving to the side. I remember another conversation. We was walking in the mall in Durham, and Erica was, and I was talking about like how many times I've been stopped and how I got arrested, thrown in jail for driving while license is revoked. And she was like, "What?" Oh my God, I never heard of that. I said, and she said, "No." She said, "Just talk to the cop when he comes to the door and he'll let you go." I said, "No, that is not how that works." She said, "Oh God, I've done that so many times." A whole nother world. My mind couldn't even wrap around that. Yeah. Someone said the information on Reformation Week. You have to be a patron. You only can come to my events if you are a patron. And my events are the bomb. I'm going to let you know. My events are the bomb. And the main one that we have every year is in July, the 15th, 16th, 17th, this coming up year in Atlanta. You're going to want to be there. You're going to see the advertisements go out in less than a month of who's going to be there, but you have to be a patron to even come. So getting Patreon comes with perks. All right. See you later. God bless you. And I love it. A whole heap of love to you this. Whole heap of love this. Whole heap of love to you this. I forgot how to say it. My patois done got bad since I started dating that Jamaican. It's all wrong. All right. See you later. Bye. Oh, Mika, you coming for Sunday service? Yeah, you're a patron. You can be there for the Sunday service. My Sunday service is better than Kanye's. My Sunday service is better than Kanye's Sunday service. So if you got to be a patron to come to my Sunday service on July the 17th, 8 a.m. in Atlanta, we're all white. My Sunday service better than Kanye's. You said I banned you from Patreon tonight. No, I didn't. I ain't even been logged into Patreon. Nobody can do it but me. Oh, actually, there are two other people that can do it. I don't think they've done that. No, they wouldn't do that. The Patreon link is right here. This is how you can join Patreon. Go on in there. Go ahead and sign up and get in Patreon tonight. Mm-hmm. We're all white. Want it, Colleen? It was crazy. You say you were in Cancun during that time? Okay. Yeah. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.